All right, guys, here we go. Moving on to the next video here. We're going to be this is our laser rangefinder. So this is going to give us, exactly, 20 feet away. That's my Cybertruck tire there. So, I mean, that's the laser rangefinder that the 30T had. So this is just going to give you better precision, better measurements and mapping and stuff like that. Just incredible. Here you go. You can do fly to, face. You can check that out there. We can do a pinpoint if we wanted to. Point of interest. So this is something that hasn't Cybertruck tire there. Pretty incredible. So yeah, sorry, I was trying to remove those off the screen, but there we go. So we'll get these off here. I want to trash them. There we go. Delete. There we go. So yeah, so that's if I wanted to drop a pin, something like that. And so yeah, then you can be in here. We can do, person, vehicle, boat. That's 20 feet away. That's my Mega. Here you go. Orbit, stuff like that. Mappings. Shut off all of the bottom lights. That move the drone. So if you're trying to street, that is not something when you're flying to be able to be compliant there. So that's our vision assist. We can draw lines, observed view. Let's see, here's our routes. So we can make a pre-planned route. So this is the mapping type deal. So you can make a route in here if you wanted to, waypoint route, linear route, slope. You can make a pre-planned route. So this is the mapping type deal. So you can make a route in here if you wanted to, waypoint route, linear route, slope, whatever kind of route you're trying to do for your map. And then obviously you got your smart 3D capture. So DJI really made this integration with AI and stuff like that significant as far as come out with it on the development side. I mean, let's see there. There we go. So our sergeant, 300 miles away would be able to see your flight, and your sergeant, 300 miles away would be able to see your flight and what you're doing. You've got your account in here. That's mine, obviously. So yeah. Other than that, here's our health management system. So this is going to tell us all about our different. We got camera features in here, yeah, I'm trying to think. I believe that's about everything. So yeah, if you had a hotspot hooked in here, your sergeant, 300 miles away would be able to see your flight and what you're doing. You've got your account in here. That's mine, obviously. So yeah. Other than that, here's our health management system. So this is going to tell us all about our different stuff in here, how it's working. So we got our motors, we've got our avionics, vision positioning, our battery, remote controller, image transmission, everything's working properly. And then when we add payloads onto here on the top and bottom, those will show up, and then it'll also give us our RTK. Very, very cool. Just a hell of a drone. I'm actually very, very impressed. As always, it's kind of a built-in Android tablet, so you do have the ability to download other software platforms in here, which is really cool. So drone deploy, stuff like that, it's all going to be available in here once they build support for this drone. So I have a very limited number of these coming in right now, but yeah, I'll be able to sell you these. First come, first serve. If you want to come in, I got one E coming in. I got one more T for the time being, and then yeah, I should have a pretty steady flow. So if you want one, get in and order it. Covert Drones is the place to go. You want it to be the first, Covert Drones is going to help you out with that. Appreciate you guys. If you guys want to see anything else, let me know. Be happy to make a video. Please shoot me a call, email, whatever the case is. I'd be happy to accommodate any other views or give you a personal tour on this drone. So yeah, I'm Luke. I'm the owner of Covert Drones. Thanks for coming.
My favorite drone of all time just got an upgrade, but is it really an upgrade? A lot of people are asking that. The DJI Air 3 is here, and I hope when you're done watching this video, all of your questions about it are answered. My favorite drone of all time just got an upgrade, but is it really an upgrade? A lot of people are asking that. The DJI Air 3 is here, and I hope when you're done watching this video, all of your questions about it are answered, including the one I know many of you have, and that's how can this be considered an upgrade when it has a smaller sensor than the Air 2S? So allow me to put this issue to rest right away. So my first few flights with the Air 3 were on family vacation at Flathead Lake, Montana. And when I downloaded this footage to my computer, I'll admit I had low expectations based on what I had read on the spec sheet. But my hesitations disappeared instantly after I watched this clip right here and all of the others after it. I was amazed. It looked pretty much the same as my Mavic 3 Pro footage that I shot the day before. The colors, even in normal color profile, were so perfect. The dynamic range was great. Just everything looked so professional. And I honestly didn't even use my Mavic 3 Pro for the rest of our trip because I was getting such nice videos and photos out of this drone. So I know you want to see some comparison shots between the Air 2S and the Air 3.
Attention! Brake! Brake! Watch out! Do you have to drive like you're in Formula 1?
But Mama, I'm only doing 30.
The lights, they're red. And now you're drinking and driving.
Yes, Mama, Red Bull. Here it says vitalizes body and mind, and it gives you wings. Bye, Mama!
Wings! Obi, where are you going? Call me to let me know you've arrived safely. Don't stay out too late. Think of your poor mama.
So let's see if you can guess which is which before I reveal it. I'm going to tell you in just a minute why that smaller sensor looks so good. Hi everyone, welcome to 51 Drones. My name is Russ, and I really appreciate you choosing to click on my video today to learn all about the brand new DJI Air 3. Now, because this video will be a little bit longer, I've organized all of the features and my tests of the Air 3 by category, and there are timestamps down in the video description that can take you to whichever topic you are most interested in. So how can the footage from the Air 3 look better than that from the Air 2S? Like, what is up with this camera system? So let's talk about that first. The reason this smaller sensor is so good is because the Air 3 has what's called a stacked sensor and not just a backside illuminated sensor like the Air 2S. And this is the same type of sensor that we are seeing in high-end cameras like the Sony A1. No other drone right now has this technology, and it's what sets the Air 3 apart from all other drones on the market today. Now, since I'm no expert in filmmaking by any amount, I reached out to a buddy of mine that can better explain exactly what a stacked sensor is and why it's superior.
Hi there, Russ. Thanks for having me on the channel. I appreciate it. And for those of you watching, my name is Peter Lindgren. If you didn't know, I'm a huge fan of new tech, but I'm also not a huge expert in sensor technology. But what I do know is this. A basic sensor consists of photodiodes and circuitry, which are basically stacked in together as one single layer. And in a stacked sensor, they have basically separated those two layers and put the photodiode layer on top of the circuitry. This is, going deep into the things that we don't really need to know unless we want to know why we have certain functions in our cameras. But having a stacked sensor means that we can have a faster readout speed in our cameras because the photodiode layer is on top and we can stack the circuitry layers on the bottom, which gives the camera the capability to process a bunch of stuff faster than if you were to have everything stacked into one single layer. So a couple of things that a stacked sensor will allow you to do is have a faster readout speed, which means less jiggly lines and what do you call it? Like jelly effect, I think it's called. Less artifacts, but also higher resolutions, faster readout speed, better autofocus, and there's a bunch of different other things that comes with that as well. So even though it sounds cool, having a stacked sensor means that you're taking digital photography into the next era of digital photography. And I love that. Back to you, Russ.
Thanks a lot, Peter. I could just Google that and put it up on the screen, but I think it means more coming from someone who actually makes films for a living. The Air 3 camera system has 2 cameras. It has a 24 millimeter equivalent with a f1.7 aperture and an 84 degree field of view. And then it has a 70 millimeter medium telelens with a f2.8 aperture and a 35 degree field of view. The wide angle has a zoom capability of 1x to 3x, and the medium telelens has a zoom capability of 3x to 9x. This 3x lens is my new favorite lens. Ever since they released it on the Mavic 3 Pro, I think it's the perfect amount of zoom, and I also love the way that it brings the background closer to the foreground for that parallax effect. It really puts a lot of emotion into your videos. Now, the really nice thing about this camera system is that both cameras, other than the aperture, have all of the same specifications. They both shoot 4K 60, 4K 100 slow-mo, 1080p 200 slow-mo. They have the same resolution. They shoot 48 megapixel photos, and they have all of the same capabilities like bracketed exposures, burst shooting, and time photo settings. There are no sacrifices when you're switching from the wide angle to the medium telecamera and vice versa. And then also both cameras shoot 2.7K 60 frames per second vertical without rotating the lens. And this can be really useful for people who are into vertical video formats like Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, Stories, and others like that. Both lenses can also record video in normal color profile, HLG, and 10-bit D-Log-M. So what does that mean? It means that you can capture incredible dynamic range in your videos where your shadows and your highlights are more detailed and balanced, the colors are more accurate, and you can make your final product look so much more professional. So here are just a few comparisons of what you can do when you record in D-Log-M with the Air 3. See, I think more people are starting to understand that D-Log-M is really not that intimidating to edit with, and even novice enthusiasts can create visually stunning content with just a little bit of editing. So overall, you can see that the camera system is a significant upgrade from the Air 2S, and in many ways, it comes pretty close to matching what you can do with the Mavic 3 Pro. The physical appearance of the Air 3 is not too far off from its predecessor.